Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good night, good whatever, good. You good?
You-
I'm Tiffany. Welcome to my quilting life. And in today's video, we're going to work on a kit that I got, except I'm not actually doing the kit. I'm doing the extra panel and my own stash of fabric to make the stars. I'm waiting for this to load, by the way. The stars around 1776 wall quilt from a pattern called Stars Around 1776 by Pine Tree Country Quilts. That's what it's from. So there's that. Obviously, I can't give you the measurements, but you could just watch me build something that I had to pre-cut before the live stream because I'm not quite there yet with my cutting and holding rulers down yet with my strength. So I pre-cut it off camera so you didn't have to witness the, oh, this is hurting. Oh, don't leave my, oh, don't do this. You know, those faces that I make sometimes on live stream that I try to avoid when something hurts. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Why is this not? I was going to see who's here, but you know,
Want to use my computer?
Aha, there it is. Sometimes this thing does not want to do anything. I also don't want to put glasses on because my head kind of hurts behind my eyes. So Victoria's here, Karen is here, Cecilia. You guys have been here for a while. Tracy, Vicky, Lillamore, Julie, Debbie, Karen, Margot, James, Carol, and so many more. Hello. Look at, I'm using my new little phone holder thingy now, so I can just sit over there and not fall, hopefully. Anyway, so this was the kit. It looks like this. But I went ahead and chose myself some fabrics. So I have a blue with stars, which is the border and some stars. And I gotta make sure I don't mess any of this up. And then I have a red with stars. The blue with stars is like a yellowy gold color star. And this one, the red, is a cream colored star. I got my squares cut out. And then I got my background or border colors. This has a yellow in it, like a gold yellowy color. But I just substituted to match my panel with a sparkle fabric. And then I'm trying to make sure that I don't mess any of these parts and pieces up. And then I fussy cut out some hearts that are red, white, and blue from another fabric to have for the center of the stars that will be around the panel on two of the sides. And then I got my background pieces, and then the panel is already cut. It took me a bit to cut this thing because, you know, it had to be cut just right.
Hold it up.
But I'm doing the one that says 1776 with the America. It says 1776 to 2026. So I'm going to do this panel. The kit itself has the eagle in it, and so does the picture, you know, but I'm doing this one with my own fabrics, and I'll do the kit later. So now I just need to find where I am to start this, because this is two patterns in one. It gives you a wall hanging and a throw quilt. And I am doing the wall quilt. That's what I cut all my parts and pieces to. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach my blue around this first, which is these smaller blue pieces. And then. I think I put the top and bottom on first and then the two sides. Yep. And then we'll make some stars and so on and so forth. I have been sewing, but not as normal sewing. So there we have it. Let's see. I don't remember. These directions are not in the order with which I'm sewing. I'm going to assume that this is the direction of that. Yep, it is. All right, so I'm going to put these on the wall after, I'll put this on the wall after I put the sides on it real quick. All right, here we go. And I did pre-cut everything, obviously, to size, so. All right, that one is on. Now for the next. And so on and so forth until I complete the project. And when that happens, I will be done for the day. I said I've been sewing, but I haven't been sewing long periods. I've been sewing little increments. Hope all this looks good together. Scott and I spent quite a bit of time choosing all the fabrics for this because I have a pretty good, decent, good stash of red, white, and blues. I also have scrap bins of red, white, and blues, 2 of them, which I couldn't find one of them. I don't know where. Oh, there it is right in here. I didn't look in here. I will have him turn the iron on. For now, I'm just going to finger press this and add my side because everything's cut to size, so I shouldn't have, you know, any big real issue. And my panel is crooked, but the panel, I couldn't straighten it for the life of me. You know, some panels are crooked. When you guys make panel projects, or if you're new to quilting and have never made a panel project, just know that if you're following a pattern and the pattern says the panel has to be a specific size and you're trying to cut that, just know that you might have to stretch it and move it and spray it with water and stretch it some more to get it to be equal. But the best part to line up is lining up things in it. So when I lined this panel up, I lined up this red line border with this side's red line border and then went from there. So my stars and stripes along the top and bottom are totally off because it wasn't line upable, if that's a word. That's my homemade word. It didn't line up. But I make it work. It'll still look cool, hopefully. I do need to finger press this one out of the way, so when I come up to it, it just lines up so beautifully. And it's a 1/2 inch too big. Go figure. I told you I wasn't good with my cutting yet. 1/2 inch too big. That's my mess up, or the panel didn't come out the right size. Either way, it's all my mess up. I'll iron it since the iron is so nice and light. Yeah, that one's big too. Everything else is adjustable, I guess, in the pattern. Yeah, that's either my bad cutting or that is a wrong cut period. But I'm leaving it. Why? Because I can. All right, I'm gonna press this real quick. And then we'll put it on the wall, and then this can stay on the wall while we complete the rest of the stuff, and then start putting it together. It doesn't look horrible. Missing the red stripe on that bottom. Until you get to the other side, then it like totally lines up. How funny. I probably messed up cutting the panel. I can tell just by the way it is laying on here.
It looks good. Wait till they see it. They will like it.
It's fine, as long as it's the whole thing lands square when I'm done. I guess it doesn't really matter.
What's wrong with it? It looks good.
There, this can stay up here. While I sew all the
It
stuff.
looks amazing. What's wrong with it?
Yeah. Well, you can see right here. See, it's missing the red line, and then it has the red line, and then it's missing the red
It
line.
looks like it's supposed to be like that though.
It's something that really doesn't matter. All right, I am going to sew these stars now. These are going to be sewn. I'm gonna snowball the corners, adding a corner, and then I am making them as a partial seam with these. Okay, so I guess it just all goes on the same side of each of these because it's a partial seam, so everything has to be the same way. On this corner right here, right? Is that what I'm doing? Yep. All right. So I'm just going to chain piece a whole bunch of these so I can line everything up nicely. So hopefully everybody's having a lovely weekend. I have been watching movies because I can. Just watching movies. Trying to think of this. Ruby Star, that's what it is. Ruby Star Speckled. I have a few of them, and then this one worked really well with this because it has gold speckles in it.
What other movies did you watch?
We
wanna know.
watched. Right now, we just started. What's it called?
American Ultra.
American Ultra. It's kind of stupid funny about a sleeper CIA agent that wakes up and he's still like, he's a pothead, so he's like cuckoo crazy all at the same time. And we just started that. And then Before that, we finished a movie with
It's called
no, Jolt. It was
Jolt.
called Jolt with what's her name?
Girl from Underworld. I don't know her name.
From Underworld.
Yeah, she's the girl from Underworld.
Oh my goodness. No, I can't even think of her name. She's really pretty. And then that was a weird movie. That one definitely was weird. But it had her, Stanley Tucci, and some other. What's that guy's name? The big buff guy?
Jai Courtney.
Jai Courtney, yeah. And then before that, what did we watch before that? This wasn't all today, by the way.
Obviously not. We only do like one a day.
We only get about one movie a day. Sometimes two. We did watch the new Avatar the other day. We watched all the Avatars, but the newest one we watched like 2 days ago.
Yeah, they're so long we can only do one.
They're so long we could only do one a day, and one of them we split into 2 days because we started it in the evening, and Scott's like, "Yep, time for bed."
Thank Marilyn.
Thank you, Marilyn. I just realized that this piece is cut too short also. Yeah, it's my cutting. My cutting is not good. No wonder none of this is matching up. Hey, whatever happens, happens out of this, right? I told you guys, that's why I cut it all off camera. And I'm not going to cut the kit until I know that I can cut good, I guess. Which is fine. It's still an American wall hanging, so it'll be good in a year. It doesn't have to be just 2026, just because it's the 250th birthday coming here very shortly. Just a few days.
Next weekend.
But I bet you right now, while we're speaking, back then in 1776, they were discussing things, getting things together, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, technically, we're already a country.
Obviously.
I am realizing that I really made some horrible cuts here.
That was started in 1775, honey.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Back then, it took 6 months to even get the declaration across the ocean to the king.
Back then, yeah, it took forever to get across the ocean.
The king of England even knew that we declared it.
Now you can fly across the ocean in 16 hours or less, depending on where you're going. I feel like
they're all talking about birthdays. Tomorrow's my mommy's birthday.
Yep, tomorrow's Scott's birthday. She is.
Not my mom's.
As I said, your Scott's mom's birthday.
You said Scott's birthday.
Oh, I mean Scott's mom's birthday. Tomorrow's Scott's mom's birthday. So the girls, Maxine, Kelsey, and me, and Gabby was supposed to come, but she didn't. We went out to Chili's and had dinner, and then we said it's her birthday, and they came over and sang to her. I personally don't like when people come and sing to me on my birthdays, but you know, she was just all happy and smiley and giggly when they came over. And then we had chocolate lava cake with their, you know, we all shared it, of course. All right, now for the red. just realized that our mom's birthdays are close together.
Your
Yeah.
mom's is next week.
Yeah, my mom's is next week, and your mom's is tomorrow.
Your mom's is what, like right after the 4th of July, huh?
Yeah, my mom's is the day after the 4th of July.
That means for her birthday every year as a kid, she got fireworks.
Yeah, every year for her birthday, fireworks, for sure. Still trying to get used to this whole repetitive motion thing, guys. Sorry. I feel like this is taking me forever.
You're doing good.
I'm trying. I'm trying. Got to build my strength back up so I could sit at the sewing machine longer than right now. Any questions or anything? I feel like sometimes I just get so silent in here. Oh, update on how I'm doing. Well, I'm doing good. Doing good. Trying to be. I got my drains out on Tuesday of this week, and then this following week, I see the doctor again. It'll probably be my last visit, maybe. I don't know. Depends. I don't know. Depends on how well I'm healing. Most of the tape is off of me, so I don't itch as bad. That was a big thing, is the tape was making me itch so bad. I'm still have to wear a binder, obviously. They said I could wear a sports bra, but I was quite large, so I really don't have anything that's meant for quite super small. Obviously, we don't save those things from before, you know. So as soon as I get out of the house again, I'm gonna go try on stuff because I have to wear it for a while, but I don't have to wear the binder. You know, I could wear a sports bra, like a special after surgery bra. Just to keep the swelling down, because every time I remove what is this called again? The binder, the sides right here where the drains were and like all the incisions and stuff, those areas swell pretty big when they're not bound up. So I'd rather be safe and just keep wearing it, even though it drives me nuts. And yes, I just picked up a piece I dropped on the floor with my toes. Who else does that? I'm a toe picker-upper. If I can't pick it up with my toes, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to bend down. But I can pick up things with my toes. Pretty good, actually. I don't think I can write with my toes, though. That's definitely a skill set right there. People who could do that. 4 more left to sew. And then we have to trim it all. Yes, I was finally able to shower and wash my hair. Yep. Finally able to shower. It's a miracle. You know, I was able to shower from like below the waist thing down this whole entire time. But wipey baths on the top half and what is it called? It's no wash dry shampoo. That stuff. I don't like dry shampoo on the top half because I wasn't able to really, out of bobbin. I wasn't able to wash myself properly. And now I can, and it's amazing. Obviously, I'm not allowed to just like stay under the water like as if I'm in a swimming pool though, because I'm not allowed to get my incision areas super wet, but. And yes, you could see I'm using a different kind of thread. I'm using Aurifil thread, the big spool, because it's what I had next. Because I'm out of my little favorite spools. Well, at least of the white, for piecing. White and cream of my normal essentials thread. But I had a giant brand new spool, wrapper still on it, of Aurifil, so I'm using it. And I rolled a bunch of bobbins, knowing I had to do this. Not that I have to. It's that I want to do this. I don't ever have to be here for you guys. I want to be here. People have asked me that before. How do you do it? Well, I want to. I like being here, hanging out with you all. It's like sewing with friends. Alrighty, let's grab.
Get a cut for you?
No, I'll be able to do it. I should use scissors, but I'm not too worried. You can just press once I've cut.
Okay, I can do both.
No, I'll be fine.
I can do both.
I know.
I'm a talented. What am I pressing to?
No, that's after.
Oh,
Press
not ready
after.
Yet?
No,
You're
I'm not ready yet. Nope.
Oh, I thought you was ready.
Nope. Nope. I will cut all these and then.
You got so
I
more
did.
to 'em?
I did put myself a new cutting mat down. So I got a brand new one, and I have a fresh blade in so that I don't have to push down at all. Because, when your blade isn't fresh, it's like a little bit extra work than you would normally have to do. So with a fresh blade, it's a little bit easier to cut when you can't use your muscles at all. Can't even lay on my side yet. That's the one thing that's very, very frustrating is I'm stuck on my back. Although I have a brand new bed and it feels amazing. When you're stuck sleeping on your back and your back only, and you can't roll onto your sides whatsoever or any of that, it's quite annoying, especially on the back of my head. Do you guys ever get that? I asked Scott earlier, where you lay on your back of your head so long in one spot and don't move that it's like a numbness on the back of your head that it makes its way through your skull. It's the weirdest sensation. Could also just be because I have MS and I get weird sensations. But, when you lay too long, it's like a baby who gets a flat back of their head because they were left sleeping on their back. Lay nice. Yeah, that'll lay nice. So yeah, that's probably other than the binder, and not wasn't able to shower, but now I can. Other than that, the way to sleep is making me miserable. You never realize what muscles you use until you have to rotary cut. I'm already getting achy just from these small amount of pieces. I'm going to switch to scissors for a bit because that just uses my hand. So I'm not 100%, but I'm getting there. These scissors are so sharp. The other day I was using them and I cut and I forgot to move my finger out of the way and I just barely touched myself and it made me bleed like a paper cut. Yeah, you can start ironing those. Just press them towards the blue.
Towards the boot.
Yeah, and this will be towards the red.
So, like that.
Yes, please. I'm not saving the cutoffs for this, by the way. There's no sense in that. These are small.
They're pretty little, huh?
Yeah. Well, they're 2-inch squares, so they're kind of little. When it comes to the cutoffs, I don't save all the sizes. Mainly only from 2.5-inch cutoff. Sometimes 2 1/4 inch, but definitely not from 2 or 1.5 or even 1. I better close that blade and move it out of the way. Once these are all pressed, I will be sewing them together with partial seams. I do have a video of these exact friendship stars with a partial seam here on my channel. If you don't know how that is done and want to up close it, in that video I show you. I think it's called All About Partial Seams or something like that. I don't know.
You got lots of videos out there for them to watch, though.
Yep, I have lots and lots of videos for you guys to watch. Even my newest one, which my friend Tracy from the Sewing Channel even started texting me about at like 6:30 in the morning the day that came out. She's like, Tiffany, that is an amazing video.
That was your half square triangle one.
Yep, my half square triangle. I guess a lot of you didn't know there were so many ways to make half square triangles. But now you know, because I showed you. Just like a couple people actually said in the comment section, they didn't know all the ways you could trim half square triangles. It's like, yeah, glad I showed you guys all that. I'm trying to get you to master from the beginning because, you know, I already did the video where I show you how to make the 4 patches or just piece into rows. And now I've showed you half square triangles. I've already shown you flying geese at a 4 at a time flying geese. So you never know what I'm going to pop up with next. All right, there's all that. He's pressing. I'm going to go to the pattern and see what I can sew next. Sew 2 segments together. Where are we at? Diagram page. Red strips alternately with the 2, this one. So these 2 and these 2 3 strips. Okay, here we go. I'm going to sew some strip units now. While he's sewing all that, pressing. I gotta put my seam guide back though, or else I do not have 1/4 inch seam. And I definitely want to make sure that that stays accurate since I've already messed up with some cutting. I'm going to go ahead and, while he's doing that, and finger press.
Well, the blues are done.
He's got the blues done.
Yeah.
You got the blues?
Done.
Well, now you're going to have the reds.
Blue is done. Blue is on mute.
Okay. Then I sew with this. a finger press. All right, now adding this. Finger press. Just pressing towards the red because it's darker. Probably says in the pattern, but press seam away from the cream. Yeah. What did you say?
Where do you get your 1/4 inch seam?
My 1/4 inch seam guide. My metal.
Yeah, the metal one.
My magnetic seam guide. They're in my video of 15 my favorite things video, just posted, since I've been healing. That 15 of my favorite things video, there is a link to it in there.
Where do you get it?
Oh, you can get it anywhere. You can get it at Fat Quarter Shop. You could get it at the Walmart. You can get it at anywhere that sells it. Amazon.
There you go. We'll put it in Fat Quarter Shop.
I use the long one now. I used to only use the short one, but now I use the long one. And I like the long one better. Press towards the red. After I make
The plastic yellow thing's the same place, Fat Quarter Shop.
the plastic yellow thing is the same place, Fat Quarter Shop. There is, if you look on Amazon or eBay or Walmart, I didn't think Walmart had it. They do sell it with both, so that you can measure your seam and then butt that up to it. But many of the places, it was totally separate. All right, now I'm sewing. What am I sewing now? I didn't want to put glasses on because of my eyes. So the
Your Ojo's not working?
5 onto the ends. Cut 4 on here. I kind of can't do that until I press this.
What are we pressing?
This flat.
Sure, we can take a break.
It's already finger pressed. You just need to press it flat. And then I have to subcut it.
We can take a press break from the reds and do that.
Why does it, for some reason, what are these strips for?
What are you using to press your seams?
A finger presser that you can't find anywhere on the internet because I was told T don't have these anymore and can't get them.
Oh.
So
You used to get them from T?
Yeah, I used to get them from T, yeah. All right, let me.
Did T tell you that?
No, someone else did. They tried to order it, and it's not available. I'm hoping this is the right number. Cut. Four. These instructions are missing something. How am I supposed to get that other cut when those numbers are not here?
Missing a page?
Yeah, I'm missing a thing. Okay. I'm missing 2 strips. So I'm going to cut this, and then I have to grab my yardage and cut 2 strips that I apparently missed the whole entire directions of.
Okay.
Well, that was bigger than it needed to be. But there's an inch left, and it can go in my little inch bin. All right. These go on the ends of those. Sorry, guys, gotta come out of the camera for a second and get my background fabric and very carefully cut 2 strips off of it because I apparently cannot read directions.
It happens.
Yep, it does happen. Yeah, Ruby Star. This is Ruby Star sprinkles or speckles or something. Oops. I meant to cut off this end. See, right now I don't have the strength to hold the ruler down very well, so that's why I was being so super careful, because I can only put so much pressure on it. I probably can use a different ruler, but then the other ones are heavier, so I'm just going to hope that it does not move. I'm going to use my hand to hold it in place, and this is what I did the other day. Am I cutting the right number?
I don't know.
I read it real quick. Yeah. Okay. Works good with a fresh blade, I guess. So if you ever have issues, a fresh blade helps. Okay, so 2, one goes on the bottom here, one goes on the bottom here, and then one to the top of each of those. Okay, and then this pairs with this. Okay, that makes more sense now. Okay. Press towards the red. Add this to it. Press this towards the red. Add this to it. All right. one of these is going to go on this side. And one of these is going to go on this side. And then those shorter ones, yeah, we'll go here. I'll have to remeasure these though, because again, I screwed up.
You need me to turn this off. It's starting to blow some of your stuff.
Oh no, it's fine.
Not really pulling it apart. It's just
And then those will be on the top. So let's make some more strip set. All right, so another one of these. Oh. I'm gonna go press these real quick. I'm gonna try to keep it from bowing, so I'll just do it myself.
stealing my job.
Yep, I'm still in your job.
No, stealing my job.
Yep. Strip units like to bend, so just watch it when you're pressing strip units. They like to bend all funky and out of whack. And it's not anybody's fault. It just happens that way, especially if it was cut from selvage to selvage. Because there's a little bit of stretch when you cut that way. A little bit, not a lot. All right, so there's one piece. Mm-hmm.
You need me to turn this fan on?
Nope. All right, these two are together. Let's add another one of these. And then hook the two units together. Or the two pieces, you know. All right, press it and then add the other piece. Okay. I feel like I got silent. Sorry, guys. All right, press this and then cut it into the size it says. Hopefully there's room because the Ruby Star fabric seems to be shorter than the red, white, and blue red fabric. I hope I get the numbers it says. Cutting them to what? Ah, okay. Line it up on a line. Cut the selvage off and hope that it's gonna be what it's supposed to be. Oh, man. Going to my special number. Let's hope I can do that a second time. This is gonna go right here. Like that. Okay, good. There was plenty. Good. There. This one goes right here. And then it will have these two pieces. And then what we have to do is make the stars. Time to do partial seams.
It's a partial, not a whole.
Yep, there's the partial seam, not a whole seam. No, I'm just kidding. You actually do a whole seam. Where's my squares? Oh, they were under the paper. They were under the paper. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put blue with the red and... Oh.
We have to move this up just a smidge so they can see the top.
All right, let's put my partial seam on there.
Now they can see the whole thing. Bam!
I'm going to press it, add another piece. Now it's a whole seam all the way the rest of the way. Now it's a whole seam. And then move that out of the way, grab another piece. And then finish my seam that I started with. which is sometimes harder than it looks. Good thing I don't got to make a bunch of these. Okay, I'm gonna press this real quick, and then Scott can hold it up so you can see my lovely little star with my actual fussy cut center, because I actually fussy cut a center. You can hold that up to the camera. Let me make a red version. I never fussy cut things, you know. But I felt it was, you know, necessary for this project.
That is pretty cool. Your ninja star.
Yep, my American Ninja Star. And then in a second, he'll be able to show you the other direction. Oh my goodness. I gotta stop bending the seam that way, because it's hard to get my partial under there. All right. Oop, that one lost a little bit of the heart, but that's okay. There's the red version.
Awesome.
All right, now do that a bazillion more times.
Bam.
All right.
Pretty cool. Our old camera would focus. How do I get it to focus? Do I hit the
Tap
screen?
the screen.
Oh my. Tell them sorry our camera's old.
Sorry, the camera's old, so it'll go out of focus and it'll stay out of focus. That's annoying. Alright, so
What is a partial?
a partial seam is when you start a seam. So I'm going to start this seam. You stop halfway. See, it's not connected. You stop halfway, but this top is now a whole next seam. This bottom one does not get connected until after I finish this side, and the bottom. Then I fold it back in half and get the opposite side. So I'm just partially sewing the seam just a little bit. Again, I have a video about partial seams where I show you up close how to do it, because right now we're not moving the camera anywhere. So I'm just sewing my partial seams the way I know how to do it. One more, and then all I have to do now is start sewing on the other sides. So I guess I'll do all the reds first because they're literally right here. And I can chain piece all these on now. Just open it. So you can see it's not connected. So now I'm going to open it and press this way towards the center and add the top piece now, like this, because that is sewable. Actually, the whole thing's sewable, but you just do a partial seam to start. And now everything should fit from beyond that. I'm pretty sure the link that Karen just put in right now is probably to the partial seam video, where I move the camera and show up close on how to do partial seams.
Could you just make it a 9-patch if you didn't want to deal with partial seam?
Yes, you can make a 9-patch. Very well could make a 9-patch if you don't want to do partial seams. So when you are following a pattern and you don't want to do that, just make sure you're cutting more of the background. Make sure you have more background fabric, because it would require more cuts as opposed to the way the partial seam is done, because these were cut to the size it lands when you make the partial seam. So just make sure when you're following a pattern. Okay, good. Did I put a red one on a blue one there? No, I did not. Don't look at the red ones, Tiffany. Do not even grab them. I had a brain fart. I almost grabbed the wrong one because I have it all in my throat space all at the same time. Yeah, just make sure you allot yourself the amount. And whatever size centerpiece you're cutting for your piece, that would be the size of your 9-patch pieces. So your 4 outer background pieces, as well as the 4 squares you would use to make. I would cut a bigger size to make half square triangles to do it that way. So if you needed a 3.5-inch piece, you would cut 4-inch to make your half square triangles and make 2 at a time. You're cutting less fabric that way, but you're also, getting everything you need. So you definitely would need a little bit more of your background fabric for that. Partial seams aren't hard though. It's the same as any seam. You just finish it when you get around to it. Once you master it, it is easy almost 99% of the time you do it. Now, getting the math correct for a partial seam is another story. Knowing what size, if you're trying to like design something and you want something to have a partial seam, like big square, say a little tiny square in the middle, but big pieces all the way around, getting the math for that is a whole nother story. Yeah, probably. All right, let's do these reds first. So see, now I have 2 on. So now I can connect this side because this side is fully sewn. So I just go ahead and sew it through. And I just repeat on all of them because that side is ready for every single one of them. And I don't actually get up and press during this step, as you can tell. I just put the next one on.
Do you know the fabric the hearts are from?
Do I know the fabric the hearts are from? It was a scrap piece. I don't think there was a salvage. It's an older fabric. I don't know. It was just a scrap piece that I had. This is what I have left. I'll show you what it actually looks like.
So you
See?
cut the hearts out of it.
I just cut the hearts out of this. There's no salvage. This is what's left. This is the non-written side. So I just cut out this heart and this heart, and then skipped the houses because they didn't fit right, and this heart, and then went straight for this heart and this heart. So I don't know where it's from. It definitely feels vintage to me. So there's that. I never waste fabric to do stuff like that, but it seemed the best option, to be able to use it without it looking weird, since I only had 12 blocks to make.
It's not wasteful. You'll still use the other.
Well, yeah, it's not wasteful.
You'll still use the leftover.
I will still use it. All right, so now I'm just going to move this out of the way, and then I sew that last side on. Sometimes it works better just to fold it out of the way. And then I'll finish the piece after. I'll come back and finish them all after I sew them on first. Oops. Grabbing from here, not from there. One more of the red, and then all I have left is the blue. Somebody's coming to say hi to you guys today. He's been mad because I don't pick him up because I can't pick him up. And he's been really weird because for like the first whatever, I was eating in bed a lot. And he would come up. Scott would put him on the bed so he could lay at the end of the bed because Thumper don't jump up the bed anymore. He'll jump off, but he won't jump up. He'll meow to get picked up. Anyways, he's up on the bed, and as soon as there's food in front of me, he literally comes all the way up, crosses all the pillows to get to me, and then he literally pushes down on my plate or my bowl or whatever to see what's inside because he really wants to eat it. He's been really, really weird because he's not a beggar kitty, never has been, and all of a sudden, Mama's stuck in bed, and he wants what Mama has. Whether it be Oreo cookies, like when I first opened the Oreo thing, he'll hear the bag, he'll come in, and yeah, He wants Oreo cookies. He won't eat it. He just wants to sniff it. I don't know. But he'll try to force it out of my hand. It's hilarious. He's been acting totally weird. But then if I take the time to get onto the floor, which is hard because it's hard to get back up again, I'll get down on the floor, I'll pet him, 2 seconds, bam, he stands up and runs away from me. I'm like, really? But yet you want to, kill my plate and drop it all over my bed for eating in bed. It's like, what? How do you not want attention? You're weird. He's also been doing this weird half meow, like instead of meow, he goes like he can't get it out, like he has a tickle in his throat. That's hilarious. Like what? Like a baby when they first wake up and they start making the moaning sounds while they stretch, and then all of a sudden they start crying. He's making that weird sound when he gets up.
When he first wakes up.
When he first wakes up, it's funny. It's like a half meow. Like, boy, you got a frog stuck in your throat? What's up? All right, let's snip these apart and then complete the round on them all. Which I have to do one at a time, obviously. So now I just fold it and complete the seam. Put the needle down and complete the seam. When there's bigger pieces, the seams are a lot easier to do because it's a bigger piece of fabric, to get to that center. These littler ones, sometimes it's harder to line them up. And I probably should stop pressing the seam to one side. I should probably start letting the bottom seam go one way and the top seam go the other. And I could probably go the opposite way. I don't ever do it that way though. But I can sew up to where I left off. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I like it that way. Crossed over and left a thread. Once I get these finished, press them and then sew them together in whatever order it says. And And then adjust, because I know I'm going to have to, of how big the ends are. One more. All right, I'm gonna press these and then put them up to hook them together, and then see what our size is that it's supposed to land and be. Any questions or anything? No? A quiet bunch tonight, huh? Talking about pets. Oh man, that sucks.
What size is your needle?
My needle is a 9014. I know. Some people say I shouldn't, but I use a 9014 on everything. And I mean it, every last bit of everything that I sew, except for my embroidery machine and my long arm, obviously. But all of my sit-down sewing, I use 9014 for, and I even use it in vinyl. I know, probably shouldn't, but guess what? I could do whatever I want. It's my sewing room. All right. Dun, dun, dun. 3 of these go together like that, or 2, I mean, and then 2 are going to go up and down. Oh, yeah, I forgot all about that. So they're going to go like this. 3, and then it's going to be 1, 2, 3. So first let me hook these 3 together, because I got to make sure that I'm keeping my hearts facing the correct direction. See, and with this way, sewing a partial seam, I have no seams to nest. There's no seams interconnecting with each other. So when you press it, it lays so flat. You know what I mean? All right, so I'm gonna press this, put it on the wall, make sure that I sew the next step. So this be right here. And then these 3 are gonna go sideways like this. That ended with blue, okay. Okay, now to press this, whichever way it presses.
Oh, that's looking awesome. There's stars on
So
it.
that goes there. Oh yeah, I think I'm a half an inch too big on this. We'll see, we'll see. I'll cut some off. Now the bottom corner is going to be red, blue, red, and then
That looks
blue,
really cool.
red, blue.
I'm liking it.
All right, so
I'm
these
liking it.
three go together like this. I'll press that in a second.
You want me to do it?
No. All right, press these, put them on the wall, and then we're going to figure out the size. Because, again, that center panel was not perfect. That was my bad. Because, again, I'm not fully back to cutting fabric yet. I can sew it. I can kind of press it. But I definitely can't cut it good. This goes there. So now let's see if this is hooked to that. I don't mind losing that end, I guess. That'll be fine. Oh, don't go nowhere, chair. And then this hooks to it.
Since we're talking about birthdays, tell them whose birthday's in a month.
Oh, Thumper's birthday is in a month. Yep. Yep. Thumper is 14 this year. Well, I can't cut off that bottom part. So here we need to make sure. Hold on, I gotta press it. It might be the right size, who knows? Up exactly on the end. Not exactly, yep, that's perfect, okay. So that is the right size. Perfect. That's just what we want. Now to do this side. one more to hook together. All right, I'm gonna hook these on, and then all I have to do is add a border all the way around after the fact. Okay, so sides first. All right, then the other side. All right, I'm gonna press and then top and bottom get added. All right, place this here for a second. Grab this back down. Make sure by sewing upside down. Normally I don't put the small item on the bottom, but I want to make sure that the thing lands nicely on the stars. And that seam nests nicely. The other side I'm not too worried about. It's this side with the star, you know? I want that to line up.
Is there a name for this?
Yeah, there's a name. It's called Stars.
Where's the front page? I can get it. I can get it.
Stars above 1776, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show 'em that front page.
Yeah, show him. He's just going to show you what the front page looks like.
Tell 'em no, you wind your own bobbins.
Nope, I wind my own bobbins, or whoever asked about bobbins.
Your camera's not focusing.
The camera
It's
isn't
old.
focusing, sorry.
It's old and beat up.
It's stars above 1776. What is by who?
Stars around 1776.
Oh, stars around
Pine Tree
1776
Country Quilt.
by Pine Tree Country Quilts. It's not one of my affiliates, so that you'll have to look up on your own. Wow, this landed perfect. Was it that first border that I think I messed up? Because that landed right spot on. How weird. Not going to trust it, though, the opposite direction. You never know. That's so weird, though. I think I cut those first border wrong. That's my problem. That's what I did wrong. I got the panel right then. You know, I just got those other pieces wrong. So I did something right this time. Does the pattern call for the fussy cut in the center of the stars? No, I chose to do that on my own.
Can you give the measurements of them then?
My fussy cut centers are 2 inches. That's my own thing.
That was the question.
This side is off about 1/8 of an inch. And guess what? I'm just gonna quickly lay a ruler on it and trim it that way when I add the border. That at least goes on there equally. And those I didn't pre-cut, so it's a good thing because everything was just slightly messed up. What do you mean, what are the measurements for the star points? I'm not allowed to give those out. This is not my pattern. Oh, no. Yeah, I can't give that out. It's a 5-inch, no, 4.5-inch square, I think, though. I can say that, I guess. The rest of it's all on you. Just buy the pattern, and you'll figure it out. There's a lot of them in the pattern. Like if you make the throw has you make a bunch. And I'll be repeating this again at some other time to make the actual kit that it came with, the pattern, other than me cutting out my own stuff to go with the panel. All right, I'm not going to hang it up because I'm just going to put the borders on now. All right. And I'll cut them to size. I'm not really worried about that. I'm just going to cut the selvage off. Sew my two sides on, then my top and bottom, and call it a day. Oh, wait. That's not possible.
What?
I have to sew to the side. Yep. Okay. That's fine. I got it. I can do this. The cutoff from this is going to go towards the other pieces. Oh, yeah, you can move it all now.
Table anyway with all these fans you have on.
Are you kidding me? Right at the edge? Is this fabric short or something?
You ran out on you right in the corner?
Yeah.
What a pain.
It says 4 strips, doesn't it not, for the border? You took the pattern away, never mind.
Okay, do you want it back?
Yep. I hate seams at the edge. Drives me bonkers, but I'm going to do it anyway. Where's the cutting instruction? Yeah. It doesn't actually. It says 5 strips. How many did I cut? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I cut 5 strips. Here, you can take it now. I'm just going to hook them all end to end. And I'm just going to end up with a seam at the end because I did not even think about that. Yeah, it's one of my sewing pet peeves when a seam lands next to the edge of a quilt. Oh, that drives me bonkers. Everybody has their thing, and that's mine. One more. All right, I'm gonna go ahead, continue on where I ended. Oof, seam at the edge, my not so favoritist thing. Oh, and look, I ran out of bobbin. See, the person that asked about bobbins, I fill these cases with bobbins, and that, I sit here for an extra 15 minutes after my sewing session and roll a ton of bobbins. So they're already there, they're rolled, and saves me money because I don't really have the money to buy pre-wounds. Sometimes I don't even have the money to buy the thread. It's a good thing I have a bunch of thread just different kinds that I don't normally use. And yes, I'm letting a seam be at the edge of this one too. Once I start doing this, I just gotta keep going. Okay, gonna sew the top and bottom on now. And then this wall hanging will be mostly done. I just have to quilt it. And quilting wise, if you're gonna ask, might as well tell you now, if I'm gonna quilt this, I probably will do a wave back and forth. That's it, like a flag. Just a nice loose wave from side to side. And I'll try to find something patriotic to put on the back as well, even if it's just plain red, white, or blue. All right, one more side to add. Top, actually, bottom, whatever I'm on. And then this baby just needs a press and it'll be done. I'm gonna try to get it quilted this week. Because I can long arm quilt that, I could just rest my elbow on the bar and move my hand. You know,
very well. You gotta take
I gotta take it easy, but
it took you 3 days to do those 2 little things we showed in our last feast day.
yeah. Although to get wavy lines, all I have to do is stand at one side of the machine, turn the thing on, and just push the machine head. It'll just wave its way to the other side. Oh, that's funny. All right. Last snip. I'm not sure what size this is supposed to be. But I guess I'm pretty close to the pattern because the sides, the top and bottom, landed correctly. The finished wall quilt is supposed to be 48 by 55. Looks about right to me. When this is done being ironed, you help me put it on the wall.
Yes, of course.
Because now it's too tall for me to reach. It looks about the size that I said, whatever I just said.
48 by 55.
48 by 55, it looks about that. I had hair on me from him when I got out of the shower earlier. Just randomly a thumper hair.
He gets brushed daily.
Yeah.
How are you losing so much hair, mister?
He's losing hair like I am. My hair is falling out like crazy
Do you? I'm not
since
really
the surgery. No, since the surgery, it's coming out in clumps. It's crazy how much hair is coming out of my head. Surprised I even have hair left.
So I guess all three of us are in the same boat.
Yeah. We're all balding. That's okay. I wouldn't mind if I was bald. It won't bother me none. I shaved my head when I was a teenager. I don't look half bad. I don't know as a, almost 50-year-old adult how I will look with a shaved head, but as a teenager in my, I dyed my hair too much stage, it fell out so much that I had to shave my head bald. And then everybody thought it was funny, so I left it that way. They're like, oh my goodness. And then they called me Bumblebee because when it grew back, I dyed it blonde and I looked like a bumblebee. All right, ready to hang? About right here.
Right there?
Yep.
That looks awesome. I'll move the camera so they can see.
There we go. Looks good. Slide myself out of the way. Doesn't look half bad. This kind of throws it off a little.
What does?
This being on there. It screws up the red and white stripe.
Yeah, but that's supposed to be on there. That's what it's called for.
Yeah. So normally I would have finished this in an hour, but I was kind of slow in doing things.
Oh, actually,
That's a pretty large wall hanging,
the one in the picture is a different stripe.
Yeah, the one in the picture is different. Yep. That's okay. Looks great. It's done. It just needs quilting. Again, I'm just going to wave back and forth. I don't know if I'll add wall hanging hooks on it though, because it's kind of big. I think I'll just leave it and whoever gets it and, can do as they wish with it if they want to hang it or whatever, because this is big enough to sit on your lap while watching TV.
Yeah.
This
like
is,
the end of a bed or for
yeah,
a
or
couch.
put it on the back of your couch. I mean, it's a pretty big wall hanging.
Yeah, I don't think it's really a wall hanging.
It says wall on there though. That's pretty big for it to be a wall quilt. It says wall quilt on the pattern. I don't really ever make wall quilts this big. Even my own personal 4th of July flag that we hang all the time, the American flag that I made, is way smaller than this. I mean, this is a size for a toddler. I would make this for a toddler's bed. All right, well, there it is. I completed something. It's a miracle. Any questions or anything? And like I said, I actually still have the kit. So whenever I'm filling up to par and not worried, like this is like nice expensive fabric. What I used came from my stash I mean, it is expensive fabric because I used Ruby Star speckles. I mean, that's like $11 a yard right there, you know? But I'm afraid to cut up all this niceness. So I will do that when I'm ready. It doesn't have any year on it. So it doesn't matter what year. It's celebration of, you know, of the 250th. I am pooped though. I managed to last 2 hours with you guys. Whew. That's crazy. I didn't think I would last this long, but I did. All right, I'm gonna back this away from my face. All right, guys, if there ain't no questions. Oh yes, winding a bunch of bobbins is a good idea. If you need to save money on, I can't get this, I can't reach without stretching, so you could literally, I'm just gonna tell you this out loud before we get off of here. You can buy these little cases. They're like $8.99. Some places less. But these little cases, and then you buy one 100 pack of bobbins. Just one. You just need one 100 pack of bobbins, which will probably be like $16.99 if you're on this Juki. That's how much mine was. Just one giant pack of them from Q-Tech Sewing, which is found on Etsy or Amazon. Anyways, or eBay, because they're on all of it. I bought the 100 pack, bought these holders for it, and I literally, if you're going to use that same color thread constantly, load a spool up, sit here 5-10 minutes a day. It doesn't take long for a bobbin to wind a bunch of bobbins, fill the whole thing up, and you're good for a month. You know what I mean? And if you have 3 cases, I mean, you're good for quite some time. I mean, you could make like 15 Bargellos with 3 cases of this with homemade bobbins. And it saves you money because I know a pack of pre-wound bobbins is like $30, and I done got $30 for that. So I have pre-wound bobbins though for my what's the word for it? Embroidery machine. That's about it. All right. But anyways, thank you guys for hanging out, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.